Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
We recording, Gordon?
Gordon's recording.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast, episode 51, technically episode 52 for all the OGs out there. My name is Tommy. I go by TLWNY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
And tonight, Lavish Bear.
Lavish Bear.
Bring
We're
it
back,
back.
baby. Happy birthday to us, dude. 1 year. Let's go.
Would it be birthday or anniversary?
I don't know.
Birthday, yeah, it's 1 year. Oh.
Yeah, birthday.
No, let's keep it birthday. I don't want to be having anniversaries.
We got
with you two.
streamers up here.
We're
dude.
1 year old
It's
show.
birthday.
Yeah,
It made you both think about it though for a second. Like, wait, is it an anniversary or is it a birthday?
Go tell your wife you're having
Yeah.
an anniversary, Tommy.
Yeah, it's our anniversary, guys. With who? The Tots. Okay, sounds good. The other Tom, the other TJ. Heard of
If
both.
you went back and watched, though, I had to double check. Episode 0, you introduced us, Tommy, because me and TJ were
did.
just shy little kittens and weren't willing to talk. And then episode 1, the official first episode, episode 2 for the OGs, we don't even introduce ourselves. We just kind of like roll right. Like, I guess we're
like,
doing this.
This is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 was the first one where I went with the name change actually in Zoom, which people still, I don't think could even see, but or no, now they can. At some
Now you
point
can
that
see it.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had to
so
hold in
someone's-
a meow when you called us kittens.
All right.
yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
be a meow so bad.
We
Look at that in post.
Yeah, right. Look at us, dude. We got the OG names tonight. We got Lazy T, we got TOWMY, and Lavish Bear. 1 year later, October 15th, 2021 was the start of the Freedom 35ers. It's crazy to see, like, just dude, the fact that we're here right now. It's still kind of surreal to me that we're still doing this. Like, what the fuck are we doing here right now? Look at these guys. Look at these little youngins. Tom, you look like a baby in here right now. I don't know what it is.
It's like probably like 25 pounds of extra fat at the top.
Yeah.
I loved our backgrounds.
Dude, blurred background, killing it right there. I got one ear muff on my headphones right there.
Your
And
mic was terrible.
and my mic
too.
was fucking like just choppy as shit. DJ still had the clean setup. Look at him, he's still rocking it a year later. He has some lighting this
Still
time.
the Twitch gaming setup.
Yeah. But look at us. See, I'm surprised the fact that we still had the F-35 like actual things in the corner. Like that we started out like that with the frame. We haven't gotten rid of that. So
I think that
Very
was
true.
just kind of like had to like I think we were putting it together and it was like this kind of like looks even more shitty than it could. Like we
Yeah.
gotta fill in this side here. We can't just
Yeah.
leave this like empty spot here.
I love
for
that
sure.
your choice of like background was like this is fine. Like I love that, like that was your go-to.
I had another one. I think we're, because it was episode 0, testing it out. I think I was gonna go with like, when they're in the office or the show The Office, when they
Yeah.
talk in the conference room, they had that backdrop. It was pretty much just like the Zoom, the
Well,
funny Zoom backdrops people were
it's
using
what-
for work.
I think then too, we were going more for the vocals and audio of this, like the podcast style. Like more
Oh,
people
100%.
listening-
We failed at that
listening to
'cause the
us
audio is
instead
so
of
bad.
visual.
Yeah, it was terrible. Episode 0.
Oh
That plus,
man.
I knew it was serious when we did this one. I was like, all right, that's cool. And then the next day, Tommy, you're like, yeah, I just went and bought a mic. I just went and bought like a better camera. And I I was like,
I literally
all right.
sent him all of them, like buy these.
Yeah, I went on
Big
Amazon and
serious.
instantly bought. I still have the same camera, so
Buy
that's
these right now.
that's an upgrade for year 2. I'm gonna need to make a new computer.
There's quite a few upgrades that you specifically need to make.
We got the new phone already. We started like that. Broke the phone first day up at at cNFTcon this weekend. So that was the
Everyone
thing.
that saw you and met you was like, your phone too?
Yeah, dude, it was struggle. So I did get a new phone. It was long overdue.
Wait, I didn't know you broke it at CNFT.
He broke it at CNFT.
I chucked it. I chucked it at the bed. It flew off and it hit the floor and it broke. Yeah.
I've
Goose
done that
Rabba.
before. I don't know. Like I've done that before too, where you just go to like toss it onto the couch and just like
No, like I
miss or
full
something.
on like just baseball.
No, he
pitched it.
Randy Johnson it against the wall.
Yeah, I fucking launched that thing.
Was this when you first got there? Were you like at least like drunk at this point?
No.
No, it was completely sober. It was in
His
the
word.
it was in the morning time, and I like again I got 3 herniated discs. I'm an old man these days, so I'm on retirement. And I don't know what it was. Like Corey, she came over and like camped behind me and like hit me, like just messing around, thinking it was funny, and my back just like literally slipped, and it was like one of those ones where that nerve just touched. I hadn't had that happen in a while. My back just went just like locked up, and I was like, motherfucker, and just threw the phone as hard as I could because I was pissed. And then realized, I was like, how's the phone all right? And she goes, no, it's not.
Fallen soldier.
And I was like, oh, she goes, do you regret that? And I'm like, I do.
It's one of those things, yeah, instant regret, like where you just get mad, you slam something down, you're just like, I just fucking broke that.
I don't usually throw. I've never thrown a phone like that. It was like the first time. It just felt nice to just launch that thing, but then yeah, it was.
Well, you need a new one too, though. Anyway, so
yeah, we got the new one right here. We got a brand new iPhone, whatever the fuck this is, 14. Over here.
When I used to game and I would want to rage, I'd want a separate keyboard or controller so I could throw it or smash because I would get so mad.
You want to know? Here it is, right here. There it is. Got it right there. Okay. Yeah, okay. That was the break right there.
Bad.
So yeah, but yeah, cNFTcon, that kind of introduces us into that. We obviously nice segue, dude. Yeah, so me and TJ got a chance to jump back from Vegas this weekend. TJ had a real nice, quick, easy little flight in, flight out, just one done. But an effective one and done.
It was effective. Yeah. Next time, staying longer for sure.
Dude, it was so much fun though, dude. Like I had a great time getting a chance to get out there and meet with everybody. I know we did a recap stream on Monday with everybody, but just the fact that there were so many people, so much stuff we got to do in that short amount of time. We got to meet Charles Hoskinson, watch him on stage, watch Chronic talk about titties with him. Like it was great. We got a chance to hang out with Blake, the Cowboys of Crypto out here. We were walking around having a grand old time. It was just a fun time. I definitely would recommend wanting to do that again next year, to get all three of us there if we can arrange it this time.
I think next year too, we all fly in a Thursday night. So we spend all day Friday exploring wherever it is, Saturday, Sunday convention, then fly home Monday. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'd fly in on Thursday morning. So because it's a 5-hour flight. So you leave like 9 a.m. We can get there like at 2. The only reason I'd really want to do that is to have a day before everything starts, so that like we could do some stuff. Well, no, we could do some stuff with people that isn't like I know like WERS and the NFA guys, I think, went to Topgolf. Was it the NFA guys?
They did, yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that though. We can meet up with some people from the show or like fans of the show, or they were out there, we talked to them in the Discord and stuff, like, hey, you guys gonna be there a day early or whatever it is. Or even like, hey, we're gonna get like a table at a restaurant in the hotel or something and order a bunch of appetizers, come hang out with us, pay for your own drinks, but you can have some wings or something like that. It'd be cool. Have that extra time.
I mean, it was just fun, surreal, like kind of just seeing everybody in one spot, just getting a chance to actually like hang out and meet the faces behind this stuff. Like some of the people, like I didn't even recognize when they came up to us and said the name, it was just like, holy shit, dude, like what's up? Like I talk to you every day, like Osai, getting a chance to meet him out in the lobby.
Or Shax too. It's like I don't come to Discord that much anymore, but I'm one of the OGs in chat.
Yes, like, I remember Jazzy Fresh came up to us.
Shout out to Jazzy Fresh, give me a pass before that pre-party. Shout out to you, my friend.
Annex Commander too. I saw him out there. There were so many people, man. There was a bunch of people from the MFer community that were out there. Yeah, it was just a good time, man. Like I said, the first person that I remember running into over here was good old Cardano Poppy. He was the first person in the lobby I got a chance to go with. TJ, I know you said Trix was
the first one for me. Yeah,
Trix was the first one. Yeah. So speaking of there,
the coolest thing about seeing the pictures is like a big one is J-Hub from Discord, and I know live streams, but just like it's cool to get to see some of the people like you never quite know. It's like, all right, they somehow we seem to have quite a big community, at least to watch us, that are kind of like at least close to our age, which isn't like, it's not a problem if you're younger, but I just never know, like this kid like 12 years younger than me, am I talking to someone that's 18 here and like arguing with them online, or are they like an adult? Do they have like a normal, because sometimes you also talk about minting and the problems we run into, and like some of these guys aren't quite at that stage yet in their life where they're working 40 hours a week and stuff. So it's cool like seeing J-Hub out there with his whole family and everything. It was really awesome. And just cool for the CNFT space, like got whole families coming out and enjoying it.
Oh man, it was so much fun to get a chance to see everybody in the community. Like just the fact that like people came up to us. Let me see if this one, can you guys see this screen too? The drive over here.
It's behind there.
There it goes.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah. This was another one. This dude was probably I forget his MFer name. He's probably gonna kill me if he's watching this right now. This dude was all over the place at cNFTcon, catching me in the elevator, jumping, like hugging around. Like it was so much fun. But he's like, dude, I watch your show every single day. I seen you guys from the old money, and now I'm like, I tune in every week. So it was so cool to like get a chance to meet people like that were actually just out here like as fans of us, which is kind of weird to like think about like overall. So
it's definitely humbling for sure, and cool to see like that where you're saying like the fans coming out to us like, yeah, pretty dope.
100%, dude. It was such a cool thing to do. But yeah, we showcased a lot of these different pictures over at our Monday live stream, but these are just, you know, some of the stuff that we got a chance to do out there. Along with seeing the clay booth, which was super dope. Like big shout out to Linux. This is probably one of our like favorite interactions that we had talked about.
100%.
Getting a chance to meet her and talking for like 25 minutes and doing all that stuff. I know I tried to show it off on stream the other day, but we were talking about like the little clay. You can see a little bit better. It's a little green still, but getting like the chance to get the little clays. Yeah.
Is she rocking the forces?
It looks like it, right?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, damn. I like that. I didn't notice that the first time.
Cool. She's styling on us, dude.
I like that a lot.
We had another picture over there too. I don't know where. I've got so many different pics. I got to like organize all these different things from the Discord, like all the stuff, and still like create like a whole photo album almost. But yeah, dude, shout out to the old money guys too, like Trixon. Like
shout out to Dilly. Every time I saw Dilly, instant hug every time. I saw Dilly like 5 times. We've hugged so many times.
Dilly, dude, big shout out to Dilly. He had a great speech that night over at the old money party up here on the rooftop. We posted that over on our Twitter. Epic little speech over there. And then I think I had it somewhere over on Twitter too for the clay. I actually photobombed. I didn't realize it can send it this way, but at the MFR party, hit some legends in the picture over here. You got Newton Baker, aka Hoodro. You got Trixon right here, and then you got AF from Dead Pixels, the creator of Dead Pixels right here. So the 3 of them, and then your boy just sneaking in the back. Didn't even realize I was back there, just photobombing up there. So that was an epic like party that they had done. So it was cool to see.
Oh, you see our buddy Schwal over Hoodro's right shoulder?
No, I did not. I need to go double check that over there. Shout out to Ken, man. Ken rocking the F-35 earlier on the stream, man. It was such a supportive like weekend, to say the least. And then so many different, like you said, this Thomas Pick classic response over in the Discord today, talking how we're blasting nips out here.
I didn't even notice until you pointed it out.
All 3 of you guys. I mean, you know, and I forget his name.
Yeah, John Julio, I think his name.
Yeah, John Julio. Yeah,
he's got the jacket on. I'm sure he was right there with you guys in unison. But all 3 of you guys got
coat hangers.
Yeah. Turkey's done for sure.
You know, it was funny because the hotel was kind of warm. I even told Tom I was like, well, we're in the conference. It was fucking cold. I was like, it was cold in there. Like as you're walking around and talking, you don't notice it, but if you're stagnant in there, it's definitely a little frigid for sure.
Oh, 100%. I think we were blasting nips all week. They're just depending on the time. Yeah, we were definitely blasting nips. Shout out to our NFT guys, podcast within the podcast out there. I got a chance to meet up with Ryan and Devon.
I didn't realize Devon's shirt though. That's a really nice shirt. I like their shirts they got there. Yeah. Right. When are we getting the NFT shirts?
I know. Damn, we need to get over there. We need to do a follow-up episode with those guys. Get that set up for a year or 2. Got a chance, like we said, to meet Hoskinson. A bunch of people got a chance. He was walking the floor. Insane that he was actually out there for multiple days. So that was a really cool thing to see. Big shout out to Wurs too. Over in the chat. He's like, dude, I'm so gassed because I'm fanboying all over the place out here. But he goes, you guys, I don't care about asking for a picture for you.
He goes, that's what he said. Yeah, I don't care asking you guys for a picture.
Yeah.
You guys didn't go up to him like, aren't you that guy? Aren't you from Packing for Places? Dude, I got to get a picture with you.
He caught me. He saw you already, right? First.
No, I remember when I caught Wurs. Remember the first time we were watching Hoskinson's
panel. I thought you met him before that.
No,
that's the first time you met him too. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
That's when he came up to us. Yeah,
he came up, started like bumping my shoulder and stuff. It was funny.
Yeah, we just started chatting. Like we were like, he was sitting there talking. We were all catching up, and people behind us were like moving around. Like, get out of here, guys! Like we're listening to this panel.
Yeah, I know. We were talking kind of loud, but who cares?
It's fine. we were all just catching up. Yeah, it's right here at the panel for Charles. So,
well, did they end up actually having any panel come out for him?
Yes,
eventually
they did.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
they did. All right.
Yeah,
this is a lot of people.
I remember the beginning. He's like, I guess I was supposed to have a panel, but so far I was no one out.
It was with Shelby. It was with Shelby and a few other people. They unveiled like the car and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people really just wanted the AMA going on at that time.
I know some people are like, oh, well, Shelby flew them out there. We got to give them their time. It's like I mean, Charles is Cardano, so we would rather hear question and answers from the people to him. You know what I'm saying?
Sponsor dollars, dude. You gotta get your time.
I mean, I get it, but it's like I think it would have done more if there was more Q&A and then an actual panel.
If he would have just rode that AMA out, you would have had people like all kind of get, rally around that,
100%. 100%.
But that kind of goes back to like some things that we had a few different questions and things like that on the live stream, was like things that we would improve going into the next one. And I think, again, this is a learning lesson, right? The first one's never gonna be perfect, and they're gonna be, even by day 2 they improve some stuff. But yeah, what were some things, TJ, I guess, that you would have liked to see different for the next one?
This is all constructive criticism, because overall I had a great experience. I loved everything about cNFTcon. Just some things to improve on or make a little bit.
Why don't you do it, TJ, if you can do it better, huh? If you're so good at it, why don't you just throw your own convention?
Fine. Orlando next year.
There we go. Yeah, okay.
No, I just think there needed to be a little bit more of a visual organization for the panel times, like actually there at the venue. Yes, we could have gotten online, got on our phone or whatever, but nobody knew when or who was coming on at what time or this time. I think there should have been a little bit of a better,
or where they were. You guys said that there was some that were like, some of the panels were in like upstairs rooms, and you're like, I thought that was like the offices for the maintenance crew or something.
Yeah, no clue. So, and even where the booths were, yes, you can see them online again, but it's more of like when we're actually there, maybe you just have like a bigger map, or just something like a Disney. You are here.
I was thinking like an app, or just
something
you can just like, you can just like scan a QR code. It loads on your phone and gives you like a map of the place.
Perfect.
It's like built for
the
phones.
whole agenda for the day, like really make it Web3 or whatever. Just to think those are the two biggest things. I think that would have been a little bit more. That could have been done a little bit better, but I know it was the first one, and they're going to improve on that as they go on and as the years go on.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious one, was just getting a sense of like organization when it comes to like the different events, because I think a lot of it was like everybody was it was a big convention center, right? It wasn't like it was small or anything like that. So you could either condense it a little bit to get everybody more close to each other, or if you're going to have a big convention center like that, because I'm assuming in a year from now, this is going to continue to grow and there's going to be a lot more people who want to get there. There's like having like dedicated times, kind of spacing some of that stuff out, and then really announcing like, hey guys, this is the way we're going to be doing this. Here's the start times, end times for the day, and people can kind of float in and out when they want. It'd be cool too if they can mint like tie like NFTs to like certain scans if they wanted to register and get like an airdrop or something to their wallet for attending certain conferences. That'd be kind of cool. Like just like all kinds of like different things they could do.
Well, I would have liked to have seen that. That's what they did for the first one. It is the official first one, even though it wasn't at a convention center really in person. It was during like that 2021 still kind of lockdown phase. So they did everything kind of virtually, and they had those virtual passes for cNFTcon, which I think we gave away at the 2 live streams ago.
I lost it. I know I lost a good one.
But they had all the airdrops that came with it. So it wasn't just kind of like you're minting this thing. It gave you the utility of getting in as the pass, but it also came with, none of them are, it's not like you're getting like a rare one of one or something for 1,000 floor. They were just something kind of fun from the projects involved. Like, hey, we made a little fun Naru, or we made a little fun whatever it may be from some of the bigger partners. I kind of was expecting something like that too, like some like fun little like cNFTcon themed, like a whatever it is, a Clay with a cNFTcon t-shirt on or something.
Well, shout out to Jub from Happy Hoppers, because they did that actually. We caught Jub outside, and I was like, oh, I sent my 5 ADA for the mint, and he said he wanted to include everyone from the community, not just the ones that are at cNFTcon, because not everyone is fortunate enough to make it out there. So he wanted to like give a thank you back to the community that just supports them from having hoppers. I mean, obviously it's 5 ADA whatever, but it's still just like a
commemorative. It's like a souvenir. Exactly.
It's a souvenir saying, hey, I was following cNFTcon, even though I wasn't there. My project, Happy Hoppers, they made this memorabilia of this NFT for cNFTcon 2022. So I want to mint that. So I thought that was really cool of them to do.
Even just seeing how far it's come when you look back to the first one, Tom. I mean, like you had, I think you have a couple of those still left, because they never really worth anything. There's not worth selling, for the 8 ADA or whatever. So at this point, like hopefully 3-4 years from now, and you like go to your wallet, or maybe at that point it'll be your old wallet. You just kept some things in and never transferred to whatever we're using at that time. And it's like, damn, you remember these like airdrops from the first CNFTcon? Like
this might be worth some stuff down the line. Who knows,
or it's just
right?
cool to remember, it's just cool little like souvenir. Like that's what a souvenir is for, just kind of like spark, like something you don't think about often. You're not sitting there thinking about like, damn, that first CNFTcon, but you see it and it sparks those good memories. And you're like, that was so much fun. And I know like, Happy Hoppers did it. I know Block Owls did their own. It was just kind of been cool to see a little more like coordination, like officially through like the convention as far as the airdrops go. But like some of the projects had some cool little special things to commemorate that.
Yeah, definitely had some, like I know the book token had like a special like book that was minting there that was going high on the secondary. So if you were there at the con, it was like beneficial to like mint that and then sell that, which I missed out on an opportunity. Dead Rabbits had like a little keynote thing, and we had to go around and scan different things. Like
that's
I know
a project I need to get involved with too.
Yeah. So, and then there was also another thing too for like, just, I guess, like not like good feedback would be like including like us, like, not just us, but all kinds of different YouTubers and everybody who covers these different things be willing to like, hey, we willing to do like some maybe volunteer, just like hey,
well, even Blake said
media pass us,
or media pass us, or emceeing or coordinating panels, or even hosting panels.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like that would be a lot more fun, like being able to get the community more involved with certain things like that, because there definitely was some people up on those panels that obviously are big parts of the community, but getting some of the people who cover this on the YouTube on a daily, like you want those people to keep getting those direct access, those interviews and things like that, because for the main part of what Buffy Bot's like YouTube channel was basically just like streaming like the panels like for the entire day, but like you want like you said, Tom, when it was like E3, you want all the you log in online, you see all the different people covering the same stuff. So I think that would be good. I think the one thing I don't know if it'll be out by the time this podcast rolls out on Friday here, but we had that equine interview, which I felt like that was kind of something similar to what I would want to see more of. And then also that would be a good thing for the next one too with projects, is like having the projects reach out and schedule, because big shout out to Equine and Faha and the guy and Rachel over there from the Equine team for scheduling up times for us to actually get out there and do a set interview with them. And they had a nice booth, like a little sit down area. I thought that was really cool and structured.
That's the way to stay organized too, and just kind of just work around your time and their time, so everyone's efficient. You get your couple questions in, you move on to the next project of questions. It doesn't have to be some in-depth interview, just a basic 3 to 5 questions. They talk for a bit, you say what's up, they say how TCon's going, then you move on to the next project, next person, whatever questions you want to ask. Just keep it simple.
So you hear that, Buffy Bot next year, 1-on-1 or 1-on-3 with us and Charles Hoskinson.
There you go.
Full hour.
Maybe
get on the podcast next year.
So tell you. Our year one goals were to get some projects onto the show. I think year 2, we got to go after Charles. Like that's the goal. Like for there, we'll see what happens. He said he wanted. He's like, yo guys, he did say we got to get on that podcast to me, and I was just kind of like brushed it off. I'm like, yeah, for sure, but I'm absolutely going to try to follow up on that.
We still do have a few on that
list,
bucket list, or bucket list kind of is like about before you die, but definitely you guys got to kind of connect with Lena there, but I know Clay's is definitely high up on that list. Obviously Charles,
I still would love to chat with him.
Ape Society stuff. I know Juv, we just got to lock in a time. We literally just got to be like, let's set an actual time and do this.
Equine, we need to set in a time.
Faha and Equine, we got that 100%. At least because we started that conversation like before the mint happened. We just got to like get these in the time zones.
It's also coordinating.
It is a little tough with the how international it is, but it's also part of what makes it awesome.
Which is why I like doing the live streams too on Monday, because it gives us that chance to be able to do those things too. So, other question, follow up, the last thing for cNFTcon, favorite booths or project experience out there, TJ? Any come to mind?
Favorite booth or project? Favorite booth. So top 3 booths. I'm not going to say which one was like my favorite, because there are a lot of great booths out there. I think visually the best booths, well, 4 actually. Clay's booth, Joseph Mirando, Journey, and
Joseph Mirando. Mirando.
Miranda booth.
Oh, he said Joseph Mirando.
Mirando.
He did say Mirando.
Mirando Commando.
Run the tape back, dude.
Run it back.
He definitely said Mirando.
No, I didn't. But
if TJ said Mirando, we're giving away something right there.
Is that a Claymation podium or a trash can? It's a podium, right? That you're.
Good call. I have no clue. I have no
That's a
clue what this
podium.
is.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. All
Oh
right.
yeah, it is podiums. I just
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
okay.
yeah.
That looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Clay's
those
booth was
4 booths
definitely
were my
dope.
favorite.
Well, I
for
liked
sure.
what I liked is like because it's not a booth even really.
It's
You
just
know
like
what I
an
mean?
open space.
Yeah, like it's just kind of like an open like space to kind of hang out and like meet the people. Oh, look, I didn't realize you're in that picture, TJ.
Yeah, it's the green tech
Wild
right here.
TJ.
Okay, action, yeah, shot. But like that one, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't call the old money spot a booth just because it's not even like there's no, it's not like a fair. There's no like booth. There's not like a counter you're standing behind. It's like an open kind of like floor plan. So I like that they did that for quite a few projects had that kind of setup. I mean the Block Owl one looked like a merch store or something. It was wild.
Oh, dude, Block Owl's a sick. I don't have like a good photo of the whole booth for Block Owl, but this is definitely a sick booth. They had a good looking thing. Shout out to Overexposed. Overexposed had a really cool booth as well.
Yeah, cool booth too. I forgot about them. Yeah.
They had like the picture taking thing. Yummy Universe didn't have a lot going on that weekend, but I still appreciated the cutouts for Yummy. I love this.
Yeah,
it looks super
I wanted
dope.
to
the burn one is great. The dab one.
And I mean, how can we talk about booths without actually going into the shrine itself with a little money? I mean, dude, this is amazing.
One thing we didn't get into on the live stream that some people did mention in our live chat that we just ignored was that the rope that they put up there was not like you could cross the velvet rope and go take like a pic. I mean, obviously, probably don't want you stomping around and kicking all the jugs out of place, but like you could get closer and like take a picture.
Someone went in there and did that.
Yeah, just like a little kid, just like kicking them all over the place.
Yeah, you could ruin that whole thing. But
yeah, they like the ropes. They said it wasn't like this isn't the Smithsonian. Like they actually didn't care if you went past.
A lot of people though treated it like that, where they
no one would pass it. They were like they see the ropes and they automatically are like, oh, we got to like stay away.
We got to stay exactly. Don't cross the rope.
And that was kind of like, I mean, Tommy, we went to UCF. They remember what was that bullshit where you couldn't cross in the student union, the big UCF symbol, and they had it roped off and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it was like always like if you cross over it, you like won't graduate or I don't know what it was now. That was 15 years ago, 85 years ago.
Back in my day.
Yeah, so I just thought that was like kind of an interesting little experiment too. Like they put up all these ropes, but they didn't really care if you went past it. And I also just seeing that mug there that cracks me up that Dilly said
they stole it.
Stolen. All of them were taken.
Yeah, that's the hard part about it, right? Because we did hear about the Happy Hoppers thing where somebody took some stuff while they were away, which is unfortunate. But there's some degens out there. People do what they want. But for the most part, I think it was a positive experience. You can see Joseph Miranda's stuff over here in the background too, which I don't know why. I got a picture of it somewhere. I don't know where it is. Another one too on my list of like booths that were very impressive that we didn't talk about too much was the Journey booth. Journey's booth had a sick booth. Like they had like this whole like pop-up shop. They had this like sock wall over here. They had their roadmap printed out on the back over here, and they had their artists also drawing as well. I think I have a video somewhere right
of him drawing. Yeah,
I have a video of the actual booth itself. Let's see if it actually pops over here.
Their booth was sick too, and I actually didn't realize. I don't know if that was one of their like sneak peeks of cNFTcon. I didn't know they were having another drop coming up, a Halloween drop. Thought that was cool to find out.
Yeah, it was dope to see that.
Well, what I really like is that picture that you had up there, Tommy, of you in that wall. Is like it's impressive because there's a big difference between making like digital art that you set the pixels for, but it's still it can be as big as a couple inches compared to actually painting like a full scale. I mean, Tom, you're like 6'1", so that thing is what, like 9 feet, 10 feet tall. That's a pretty big undertaking to paint something like that. Like not only the time, but like the skill to get the like sizing and everything right to look right in context. Like that's a good ass. It takes quite a bit of talent. So I'm really impressed by that. Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I can see this. So that's why they had the graveyard and stuff was for their like upcoming Halloween drop.
Yeah, they got Halloween airdrop going on. Yeah.
What does Vince Vaughn say? I'm 6 foot, whatever, but you make me feel like I'm 5 feet in your arms. It wasn't winning. So you made me think of when he said that.
Oh man,
but yes, booth was sick.
It was a dope. I got a chance. That was another one of mine. I think besides the clay one, that was really fun to go to.
Their floor is pumping now too, huh? Good shout out to them.
No, they actually really impressed me. They were ones that I need to take a look at again. Because I know I mentioned them, but then I flipped some when I got in and out.
Flipped all mine. I'm not even gonna front and flip them all.
Is there staking live yet? Have they?
They got Mingo. Okay. Yeah, Mingo is the coin they have, and then they can also do it on the Mutant platform.
I'm way behind on theirs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're dope for them. But yeah, there was just some cool booths out there. Like I said, Overexposed got a little pump after the thing. There's a few different. We talked about that, Tom. I know you were asking. Like we wanted to see like a bunch of floors and stuff. See like some people get a little bullish after the words. And we did see that for the one picture I didn't get for some reason. It was one booth that I completely missed. Really going into and talking was Chill Kong's.
Same.
They had a sick little like barrel like booth with illuminated like logo and stuff. It was actually pretty cool.
Barrel
And then,
like Donkey Kong style.
yeah, like barrel style, like
Really?
wall. It was pretty cool. It's like a wood looking wall. And then their floor jumped because they were down like the low like 1,000, like after all the FUD and everything that had
They're
happened with
almost
them.
to 2K again.
And they're back. They're back over to 2K
Yeah,
again.
they're back up to it. Yeah.
So doubled the floor price out there, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting like, you know, someone to have a booth and like 2x or anything like that. You know, maybe if they like had been holding some huge announcement, it'd be more the announcement than the actual con. The con's a great time to capitalize on some of that. It was more just kind of like we were talking about E3. You know, even if you're not someone going, like in this case, I didn't get to go to cNFTcon, there's still a lot of content that you can enjoy from home. I know this was a first official one in person. So the live streams and stuff like that, that'll come with time as they grow and get more people interested in the space itself and our community grows. But kind of some of the announcements I was hoping for would be a little bit more, and not only just purely for floor price bumps, but just kind of like, hey, we've been saving this news. Here's a cool announcement. Here's a little teaser. Or even new projects. If some new projects have been kind of, you know, staying quiet in the shadows, and it's like we got all this hype now because convention's going on, like let's announce it, let's get that out there and start doing some like, you know, marketing and stuff like that. Or, you know, we'll show up as our project, you know, have a booth, but like just have a presence, stuff like that. And it's not that it didn't happen, I just was kind of expecting a little more in the announcement side of things that would kind of get people excited going into this Q4 here, where, you know, things kind of slow down.
I honestly think a lot of people were so kind of like overwhelmed with the fact of like just getting there and then like setting up the booth. I know, like I was talking to Dave from Dirtbirds like the day prior to them setting up, and they were like stressing because all their marketing stuff, and the same thing that happened to Mallard Order, like was not the right size, or they didn't get some stuff in. Mallard Order didn't even show up because like they didn't get all their stuff they wanted to. That kind of ruined the experience. I heard that from a couple people just having issues with that. So I think everybody was so focused with that. You know, some people that were prepared, obviously, like they did their drops, they did certain news things, but I think next time around you kind of may look at it like, okay, we got some big news, and if the people who are out here are going to get that exclusive access, especially if they start getting like to get the YouTubers and other people, like news articles, people out there that are just going to be writing and kind of building this stuff up, I think next year's going to look a lot different.
I think they're going to listen to the community too. So I think I saw a post just yesterday, they were asking for some feedback of the cNFTcon. I actually didn't get the chance to write yet, but people had the same kind of like sentiment and ideas that we were just saying, just, you know, a little more structure of what was going on throughout the day. I mean, I think that's the main consensus with everybody.
Right. I think we'll get there. I mean, we got a whole year to prepare.
Like I said, overall, great experience. Loved everything about it. It was it was a good time. It was awesome.
Yeah, shout out
to be there. It was the first one. It was really
cool. Kind of cool seeing how many people are really like, you know, that, you know, like all these people, it's like blowing me away, like kind of people are involved in this. You know, it makes you feel like a little bit smaller. Just kind of like, oh shit.
I was actually like really impressed. Like sometimes when you think about it, especially like bringing my fiance there, was kind of eye opening for her. She's like over here now watching like the Charles like whiteboard
Shout
video.
out to her though, MVP of the weekend, bro. Shooting our footage, just tagging along with us, dude.
Yeah,
she no questions asked. She just did everything. The time was like, all right, recorder's doing this, take this picture. You know what I'm saying? She just was a trooper the whole weekend.
It had been pretty badass. You didn't drop like a, you know, kind of a big deal around here.
She kind of said it though.
That's what I mean, though. Yeah, just like you know,
she was like, I was
many leather-bound books.
Well, because we do this every, you know, now Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and on like Thursdays, I'm like edit, you know, we're going through timestamps and things like that. So like, there's a lot of time that gets put into this. The Sunday night thumbnails, like there's always something like I'm doing for this show, and like takes up a lot of time. And for her, she's like, they kind of validated like seeing you guys and seeing people kind of come up to you and saying, and then the fact of just how bullish kind of everybody around us was, and seeing all the people out there, it kind of got her to be like, okay, I can kind of see what you guys are doing out here. I understand it a little bit more. So yeah, huge shout out to her, dude. She held it down this weekend. She held it down for the other Tom. But yeah, no, it was a super fun experience. I think for the next one, we're you know, definitely experience for us be buying tickets and stuff a little early on the flights. These tickets were so expensive for that. So there's a lot of things I'll do different. And then I would like to have some sort of like place to post up next time, whether it be a shared booth or our own, depending on what it is.
I think it should be a shared booth. I agree. I don't think it should be a full like booth of ours, depending where we're at. But I like the walking around thing.
You never know where we'll be out a year from now. We could have something out. We could not. Who knows? But we could not.
We're gonna have the Freedom 35 or dancers out there next time.
Well,
Yeah,
Tom is gonna be Freedom 35 next year. So he's
I'm gonna be
something.
35, dude. We better have made it by that time. We better have a booth. Fuck. All right. I'm buying one if we hit Freedom 35.
Yeah, Tommy's springing for the booth for us.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, dude. It should be a lot of fun. So other than that, I think other big like news and stuff. I'm trying to like just get out of the cNFTcon like post like party kind of mode right now and all the news and just decompress and get back to normal CNFT stuff. The big thing though this week that really is going on, and big shout out to them because we've been talking about them from for a long time now, is the Ape Society. Dude, these guys have been pumping like crazy
again, dude.
Dude, the big thing catalyst right now, obviously, yeah, we saw them run up to what is it, the
5K.
Yeah, more than that though too. They were jumping. Like I thought for a second there they were going to make that push to 10K for a little bit, but then corrected, went back to like the mid fours, and then they're sitting ridiculous now still because they're staking, which goes live on Thursday. So it'll be a post, a day ago if you're listening to this on Friday.
Do you think if they do or any project gets to 10K ADA floor, it's going to get some people to look this way? Like 100%. Side,
I think they already are.
They're already turning heads too.
Yeah, they already are.
Because that when they were over that 5K floor, they were over an ETH. They were over some projects. Now, the ETH side are like, hey, you're over 1 ETH floor on the Cardano side in the bear market right now, which is pretty crazy to think.
And it happened fast too. Like it went from
it jumped,
right? Yeah, it just it doubled, exploded.
Yeah, it went nuts. Like, and now the big thing that's going on right now is the staking of the non-apes. Like the catalyst that got everybody excited was like they announced their light paper. They did a whole website for that. And then the big thing now is this frames, like the actual staking of the frames, which these are the ones I think I ended up buying a few because I have a cottage in a state. And so the price of society got expensive. So you can upgrade your frames if you go over to the, you have the society token, you can purchase a frame for 750 society, and then you can upgrade it to the next level. I believe the first one was 1500 society.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then it jumps, 1500 society for the first, and then it jumps up to 3K for level 2, 6K, level 3, 10K.
Oh, it's 2 times every time. Okay.
And then it jumps up high, and like the price of society now, just a heads up over here.
3, dude.
Yeah, they're up there right now.
That's what I'm saying. Last time we looked, which was like 2 live streams ago,
100 ADA now.
Well, last time we looked, it was like 0.02 or something.
It was something like
it was
like 03. It was like 03.
Yeah, it was like 03. Yeah.
I remember saying I was going to make a play like that back in whatever month it was. I'm like, I'm going to buy maybe a little bit of society, and I'm like dumbass, and I didn't do it because now it would have, I don't know, would have been at like 3-4x.
There's still Yummy and Clay we can go buy for cheap.
Yeah, but even think about even to upgrade to the first level 1 right now, it's going to cost you 200 ADA. So to buy a frame and upgrade it one time, it's got you over 310 ADA right now, at current prices of society, just to do that, which is crazy to think about. So going live tomorrow, or it's already live right now, is staking of these frames that earn you society, which again you can trade on MintSwap for ADA if you want to do that. Or if you stake it in the actual frame itself, it gives you a bonus like multiplier on your reward. So like the first reward is like a 0.1, and then it jumps up, eventually if you get up to level 7, up to 3x the rewards on there. So it's pretty crazy. They've been announced their light paper over here. They've got like the whole DeFi thing going, which is really what's been getting them going. The listings are way down. And the other thing too is the actual cabins, like the cabins floor right now, I think it's hovering right at 450 just for the lowest priced ones, which these are 100.
You gotta be able to hang that frame up.
Yep.
You need a wall.
You need it. So the cottages, which are the least big, the small size, sorry. There's 6,000 of those. These get you 2 frames. The estates, which are the middle ones, get you 4, and then chateaus, I believe, are 10 that you can do. But again, 900 floor for the estates.
That's it though. That's surprising. Like that got me a little.
Yeah, it's like
900. That's not
these things.
Even that 2,400 floor for like. I mean, 10. I know that there's different zones. I know that there's different streets and values and neighborhoods, but still 24. That's got me.
And then you got to think too, because a lot of people are all focused on the frames. Like if people who had the apes, like the craftsmen and things like that, you're going to be able to build those projectors. There's going to be different furniture and things that you can do. And I'm assuming like, for projectors as well that earn you society, the bigger the place you have, obviously the more you're going to be able to put in them. So it's not just the frames too. There's going to be a lot of different things that I think impact these. And people, I know Chronic and a bunch of people were talking about cabins, keep an eye on cabins. And here you're starting to see some of the utility come online for them, and the prices are starting to shoot up. These were 128.
That's crazy. If you would have bought like even just Society a week ago, you could have like almost 3 extra money.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Is that at this point, it's not even about looking to flip one of the properties. It's to get it framed because I don't have an Ape Society.
That's the big thing.
I can, I like that. That's the other big one. They have done a great job with some of their partnership. I mean, with their partnerships, not saying some are shitty, with their partnerships. I saw even they just announced, it was just on the Twitter page there, friend of the show, Eden 7, they they're going to be on there. You're just on it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm scrolling down a little bit.
There's just a lot of big projects, and you can stake for Society. And I mean, look at the price of Society. Now, obviously, there's going to be some fluctuation once this big change happens with the price of it, because people are going to take some profits. Like you said, TJ, people are 3x their money in like a week. So some people are going to take advantage of that and sell off, but they also have such a strong community that I think, in their eyes, like I know when we talked to Chronic, like where it's at right now is low. Like this is much lower than they're willing to even sell. They're waiting for this to this isn't even taken off
yet. People are diving in, and some of these guys, there's been posts of like the major whales of like all the people that are like, I earn this much Society a day, which is getting me like some of the big whales up there are almost earning like 1,200 and something ADA a day. Some of these guys, which is insane to think about. And I've seen like people.
Why can't we be in one of these fucking projects?
We could have. We just didn't have the conviction like these people did, man.
I just didn't have the ADA personally. Didn't have the ADA even then.
I mean, look at the sales of these apes, man. These people from the beginning, if you believed in here, like you really it paid off. And I've seen like some criticism of like the major whales and stuff like that really are seeing the benefit, while the people on the floor may get wrecked out here buying in at these prices. I've seen a lot of things about sustainability and the stuff like that not being something that's going to be here long term, because people they can't sustain, which I mean, they've got like the whole emission curve thing that so as the price of Society, like as Society goes on, eventually you're not going to get paid out as much because it's the deflationary measure of this stuff. Like you're not going to get as much Society now or later in the life cycle of it, but in the hopes that the price goes up at that time as well. So there's so many different catalysts into this, and we'll see how it goes, but they've obviously done something right. These guys are super smart on the DeFi side of things. And then it's also going to impact, like you said, Tom, like the floor prices of other projects that are able to be partnered up and actually stake with to earn Society. Like you said, if you don't have the ape, you don't have 40 something 100 ADA right now. Well, they just announced, and they're still updating this list over here, but these are all the approved projects currently that you can actually use. If you have one of these, you can get a frame. Go ahead and stake one of these projects out here. And there's some big projects in here. There's some ones in there that are a lot smaller too, and you're still able to stake some of this stuff. So you got in the old Space Ape Clubs, Baby Aliens.
I mean, it's not free utility, right? You have to apply for it, but that's giving utility to all of these projects, right? You own my project, you can stake it now in Ape Society. You just gave all these projects an extra utility for them. That's awesome.
Yes.
It was never in their plans either. Like, they were never like, oh, someday some huge project that's worth, 5,000 floors is going to let us use our project to make their good token with. So yeah, it's really been that's huge for some of these. Dogs on the chain. All right.
Dogs on the chain. What's up with them?
Off the chain.
Yeah. I know they redid something out there, but there's so many different projects in here, and it's going to be cool to be able to do, like, I can take some of these stuff out of my wallet and just go ahead and stake it. I'm excited to try it out and see how it goes. I wonder, I'm going to be curious how much I'm actually going to earn without the ape. I need to do a little research into that.
Well, is it all a flat rate for every project equal across?
Yes.
Cool.
That's
smart.
They're
not like that. There's no competition then. That'd be plain, just playing too much favorite then too, because if one has more than the other, then that one's obviously going to be the one that's going to have the bigger bump on the floor price, because people are going to want it more than some of the other ones. And it just really wouldn't be fair. So they're doing a lot of this correct. I like hearing that. That's cool.
But these guys are super smart, man.
Cardopoly, I can't. Well, how's their staking going to work with their frames? Have you been able to take a look at that yet?
I don't know how it's going to run like an API.
I doubt it'll be locked.
It's a non-custodial staking system.
That's good then.
For the apes. So I don't know.
Get that Cardopoly piece out so you can play the next game.
There you go. Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of other projects where I just hold them, or they're just sitting around, and I can easily do that right here. Yeah, 100%. Some of that is definitely going to be a thing, but
let them collect us in the frame.
I
Yeah.
really want to see, like, that's what I'm curious on, is going to see the total like earn society for some of this stuff. Because again, if people, there's some of them where I think I was listening to Blake tonight on his weekly stream, where he was saying basically he's making about $3.50 a day just on his one ape that he's staking right now.
I mean, that's not terrible.
And that's right now with it upgraded at like the lowest one, right? So obviously if you were to increase that and keep bumping this up, that's one thing. But then you got to think about the ape appreciating, this the society token continuing to go up. We'll see what happens. This is like kind of a first, and these guys, if they were like had to put money on like
Extra
trying
$1,200
to,
a year, bro, right there.
well, trying to, even like trying to guess, like, hey, who's going to hit that first 10K floor? Is it going to be Clay? Is it going to be Ape? Is it going to be Space Buds? Whoever it may be. These guys have a good chance, I think, at doing something like that, just based on like the mechanics that they have going on for them.
Pretty good.
Super,
Well, that's
super smart.
They're just now getting to like the like further stages of the main Ape Society project now too. Like the frames and staking, people are excited for, but like all those apes with roles and that have different bonuses that come in pretty much after the frames are actually like fully in play. Like we're just getting even started on that. Like when we start seeing the bonuses that some of these guys pay out, or that some of these extra, they're not bonuses, they're their job titles and their roles and their place in the society. Whether they're like whether like some are royal, some are just like workers. But when we start seeing those and the actual like one impact it has on how much you're going to get in a return just from like passive income from the staking and things like that. Then also seeing the bump in some of the floor prices for different ones and how that plays out is going to, I mean, this could really take off even more after that.
Yeah, it's gonna. I like what they're doing, man. It's getting people excited, and you need that, whether you're in the project or not. The fact that it's getting people hyped up right now too, like that's what you want in a space, right? You want others to succeed because it only brings more eyes to the chain, and then they start to discover some of the other projects that are doing really good things, and it just increases, the volume that's going on over here. So it's how we kind of get some mass adoption. So shout out to the Ape Society for everything that they're doing to get people's eyes over on Cardano. They've got Charles Hoskinson's attention. He mentioned the Ape Society in his speech, the little like AMA like Q&A like thing that he did prior to the panel that launched. So if he's got his eye on this thing, they're doing something right now. But yeah, I think other than that, like as far as like news goes this week, or I'm sure there's going to be some things upcoming. I know we're kind of cooling off on some like new mints right now. It's going to be a lot of like existing projects. I'll have to see if there's going to be any new ones where like I'm really excited for that'll catch my eye.
I was looking through. I mean, there's not, at least for the rest of October.
Yeah,
we will see. We do have.
I think
second
now
Halloween.
Too, for us though, it's like more about reinvesting to old like blue chip projects. It's kind of like double down on some stuff, going back to some things that have just been around for a while that we haven't had a chance. Like for me personally, I know I don't have a bill yet. I don't love old money. I want to be an MF. That's like one of the top of my list there to get next.
We got to get TJ to be an MFer out here.
Need a bill.
So start selling some plasma.
Start selling some plasma, dude.
Well, it's like you said, we're getting some new blood in, like, Ape Society, some other things. We're bringing some attention and we're getting some new people in that are interested because they're like, oh, this is like not just something that lasted for 2 months and was some bullshit thing. It seems to, we're in a year now for a lot of these. So
all the new people come into my wallet.
Well, that's the thing. So we get new people in. We do need some new projects to kind of get them excited. It's tough coming in as a new person. Like when we came in as a new person in October, we weren't like, oh, let me just go buy a space bud right now. We're like, first of all, I've never done this. I don't know how any of it works. I'm not comfortable transferring maybe crypto that much. I haven't done a lot of, I'm saying general, we knew what we were doing then. But the people that are coming in new that are not necessarily familiar with NFTs or maybe even crypto transactions as a whole that are trying to learn it, they're not going to come in and they're not going to buy a 5,000 ADA floor space or Ape Society.
They're going to go for the Rhino generation.
They're going to look for the new projects though. So you still need like some quality new projects that come in that are actually pretty decent. And for us, like you said, TJ, I think for people that have been around now for, this is a year for the show. And people that have even been around since December now at this point, since we're already fucking in October. I don't know how that happened. It's hard for us to kind of get into newer stuff sometimes other than to see the hype and flip it because where like I already have the ones I'm holding. I have the projects I trust in. And I think I've probably talked about this 3 times, but it's hard kind of to get like, let me get a new one to do that with. Like now I'm going to reinvest in my other ones.
We're also in like a bear market too, dude. So
Okay,
you know, like, hey, anything that's launching right now is gonna have a really tough time. And if anybody, if we've seen any patterns from anybody releasing, it takes like, you know, a few months for projects to really get up and going with a lot of their plans. Like the mint is kind of like the first like funding round for them to go be able to start building the things they do. So even if a new project that does look promising is minting right now, I can't imagine like instant, like huge, like, you know, hype off, you know, we've seen that a lot. You know, it's a lot less longer of a life cycle when the hype first, you know, when new mints used to come out, it may be been a few weeks before, you know, they started to kind of correct and go back down to where they were. Now it's like a matter of days after the mint is over, the hype is gone, and people move back to, you know, the blue chips or things that are doing things. So that there's gonna be a lot of projects, I think, during like the Christmas time and like beginning of the year that have built in the summer right now that are going to really start to grow and start to do some things that are going to be kind of cool and get back online. But I think right now accumulating ADA on like a dollar cost average, well, it's really down. Like ADA just took a hit again. I saw it down to like 38 cents at one point today.
37 now.
Yeah. See, so we talked about 30-cent ADA. This is like a fire sale from a year ago when we were at $3. Like if I could go back in time at that point, if I would have been like, yes, I can buy ADA at 40 cents or whatever it is, dude, you got that opportunity right now. So it's a matter of like zip, flip, and stack up some ADA right now.
Well, I think advice for new projects, if new projects listen to us, I would say don't create a new project if you're expecting to be like financially free from it, right? Like do the project because you believe in it long term. You know, stack the ADA, whatever you want to make the mint price to be, but don't expect to be financially free from your project, especially now in the bear market. That's my only, I guess, tidbit of advice for new projects coming in this space. Don't expect to be, you know,
it is kind of weird how it evens out though. Like when I think of like Baby Aliens, Yummy, even Rhino Generation had its time. When it had those floors back in November and October, they at $3, you know, per ADA, those floors were still pretty steep compared to like the US dollar value.
Yeah.
Whereas like even now when you look at like Mallard, what are they around 450, 500 floor, 546? It's all the way up to 7 now.
645.
Okay. But even that, if you're new buying in, it's much easier new buying in and getting some of these, or it's equivalent at least for like a Mallard. That might not be the best example, but like buying those at the cost of ADA if you're new coming in is a much better deal than buying like a Yummy was in October at $3 for ADA.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting how that kind of fluctuates and like goes together with it. It's a little weird.
I think it's kick, push, ghost. What does that mean, dude? I think a kick, flip.
It's from Lupe Fiasco's song.
Kick, push. Oh, kick, push, coast. Yeah, dude. I think going into year 2 coming up, right? Officially, we will be year 2. I don't know if we're gonna be doing anything like crazy different. Maybe we'll twist the background up a little bit. Maybe we'll get some visual like cosmetic changes. I know
doing it all in Spanish.
Yep, we're gonna make the
all Telemundo on
the Freedom 35ers. Yep, Spanish channel coming out for everybody out there who speaks some Espanol.
Start having someone do ASL on the side.
You know, I was thinking too.
Sign language.
Yeah, sign language right on the side.
We did like what 8 to 10 weeks in a row, and then we took a week off last year.
Yeah.
And then after that, we pounded like 40 episodes.
Dude, we haven't taken a week off since the one.
Well, the one. You know, we can speak for ourselves here, TJ. You took a week off. Lazy over here. Lazy T taking a week off.
Did take a week off.
Yeah. TJ got a nice.
That's right, I did.
You had a nice big vacation, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Slept like a baby.
Yeah, with a newborn. Having a baby. Yeah.
I think there was a week that Tom took off, and it was like either the live stream.
Oh, I was a live stream. I missed a live stream when I was in South Carolina or North.
But the fact that we didn't miss. I think the only one I took off is the week that I got engaged. That was the one. But we all took off that week because we decided not to do an episode on that Friday.
That was New Year's though, right? It was New Year's.
It was.
Yeah. So we're just like it's a new year, we're taking it off, and it was like
that was when the thumbnail changes happened too. When we started doing our actual pictures.
We only did the picture that time too because we're like. Oh, we're all wearing Santa hats. Like, let's put our picture on the front. And then we're like, this looks so much better.
Yeah. We're like, wow. All right. Well, that's feedback for the next one. And then since then, here we are.
Well, speaking of that, we have Halloween part 2 Electric Boogaloo and Christmas part 2 coming up here. So we will see some, I'm sure, like Block Owls maybe have little things scheduled. I know we're not getting like seasonal Naroos, but you know, there's going to be some projects that maybe weren't even around last Halloween and Christmas that'll
like
get to have a
Journey.
chance to, yeah, like Journey, things like that, the Journey Halloween stuff. So we'll get to see some of that. And I'm kind of curious still too. I don't think we're going to get like a second Good Charlotte drop, but you know, maybe something, maybe a little airdrop or something fun, you know, something maybe not worth
Yeah.
anything, but just kind of like a, hey, it's been a full year since we did the Good Charlotte drop. Like here's something a little cool for that. So I can see some of those coming through now too.
Yeah, it's crazy to think too. It's like, it's again, 1 year for us over here in the space. I can't like imagine. I don't know. Like we look back at this, the fact that we recorded that first episode, just not really knowing what we were gonna do. We just decided to, hey, we'll throw this out there and see what happens. It was a fun idea, and now here we are, literally 52 episodes later. And we're still grinding. We've been to cNFTcon. You know, we've got people like out there who watch our stuff, who are willing to buy some merch and things like that from us. It's, man, I can only imagine what year 2. We got some big way to step it up, I think, or a lot of plans that we can do to really.
I think advice for our future selves and our current selves: just pace ourselves and keep doing what we're doing. Don't try to over promise anything in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like just keep literally doing what we're doing, taking the feedback from the community, and you know, things will just fall into place that way.
We got the ideas. There's a lot of things we need to go. Like I think goals, like we will probably end up doing like a planning session. So, you know, here going into year 2 would be a good way to kind of like revamp like Discord, again, merchandise, things like that. We've talked about
definitely do roles, Discord, update roles and shit like that for sure.
Update the ideas, the projects, maybe do specific channel projects. Like it's like, hey, we always talk Yummy, we always talk Mallard, maybe do something like along those lines to have the conversations for those projects, like stick into certain things, even if it's just like news updates. There's a lot of cool things we could do. There's the token thing we've talked about doing, like an access thing, a subscription type
idea, Tommy. I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, we got some like maybe like a subscription based thing. I know we're finally getting like the bank account and business like stuff really up and running now as we get into year 2. So there's a lot of cool things we have in the plan. It's not just going to be, you know, it's not going to stay the same over here. We're going to continue to want to grow. It's just like you said, the pacing, we do work, you know, our full-time job. So it's gonna come when it comes, but I think we have the right like head on our shoulders for it.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for sure. Maybe just do the OG roll part 2. Season 2 OG.
Everybody wants to know when OG. Yeah.
OG roll season 2.
Yeah,
you're not an OG OG, or we just do OG OG.
Are we going 2.0? What are we doing? We got to figure out what our season 2 is going to be. But speaking of just like a fun like thing that we've been talking about, and I know we'll probably announce it over in the Discord, is our year anniversary, like just kind of making a nod back to the Testspisode itself over here, but doing like a little like watch party, and kind of just kind of basically like
are we gonna watch the whole thing?
No, I think it'll be like
a couple of them. I think. Yeah.
I don't want to watch.
I don't want to watch the full thing. I want to hear some of the shit we were talking about, and then just kind of it's gonna be a roast session. It's gonna be like, basically is what it's gonna be, but it'll be a fun way. Like, what was this thing, Tom? You always keep saying like what style it is. It's in
Mystery Science Theater.
Mystery Science,
for sure. Yeah, where you just make fun of it the whole time, just straight up roast them.
Yeah, so it's something along those lines, of just to kind of throw back with the community for anybody who hasn't ever seen this, or anybody who just kind of just reflect on where we started at to where we're kind of at now today. I think we're looking to do that on Sunday. I don't know the exact time yet, but I'd assume it'd be probably similar to our live streams on Monday. So 8:30, 9 p.m. Eastern, something like that.
Even like talking, I mean, I got the broken ones now, so I guess I can't say as much, but even my headphones there, that, you know, that's the same set, but I had no cushion. Look at the different colors of the cushion here where they're like light gray. That's because that was just foam. There was none of like the like the leather pleather stuff left on it at all. It just completely disintegrated at that point.
My right ear headphones taped because I had to tape the cushion on. I bought new cushions Christmas time.
Here's mine's taped too. Just cracked off completely.
I just bought a new headset because I was lazy.
I had one to buy, and then I was like about to, and then I was going to use yours, and then I like one night I was going to put these on, and this earphone completely fell off. So I just like taped it up, and I'm like, I guess it works. I mean, but I was almost going to have to like use it like old telephone style, you know, like hello. So, you know, it was not going to work at all. I had like one floating earpiece. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy to see though, like you said, from start to where we are now, October 15, 2021, such a wild thing to look back at here as we come up. We're almost hitting 2,000 subs. Hopefully we get that up here soon. But big milestones that we've hit over this first year, way beyond the expectations I would have ever thought we would have done.
I thought we'd still just have like my mom watching this.
Yeah, my mom like, hey guys, doing
a
good job. You guys are doing your thing. But now,
your mom and Shiny. Shout out to Shiny. One of the
shout out to our two OGs over here.
Well, you guys will remember what was Shiny's YouTube name back then? Stevatron. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, I know you guys remember because I remember
Stevatron keeps commenting on our.
Well, I remember how big of a deal that was. Though we're like, we put out episode 0. And we're just like, all right, guys, like we'll see what this does. And we're like, dude, someone commented. Like this is fucking sweet.
Ken was the first one 11 months ago. Enjoy the conversation, guys. Great work. Big shout out to Ken. He's been there since the beginning, dude. And from the Cardano trees days. So wow, dude, it's actually insane to kind of look back at some of this stuff.
Speaking of them, they might have something cool. They usually do like a cool little Christmas theme just because the tree ties in well. I know last year they did the like the ornaments and everything. So it'd be interesting to see what they got coming on. It's been a while since I kind of looked into them since the bonsai drop.
Yeah, it's the crazy, like I said, to probably listen back to some of the stuff we were talking about then, which is relevant versus like where everything is at right now. So completely different to space. And obviously if this is any kind of indication of where we're kind of moving in here and like how the evolution has grown just in 1 year, I can only imagine where we're going to be at a year from now.
Next year we'll do like the Bo Burnham reaction video to our reaction video of this year.
Well, that could be something like I think for year 2 too, like starting to do maybe a little bit of skit action instead of just some like random shit every now and then.
Actual gaming from one of us on here, like
when I get the new PC, Tom gets a new PC. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be gaming.
We talked about that. Whether it just be all of us or one of us, we're gonna be utilizing this channel a lot more too for stuff like that as well.
Well, just to hang out too, like it'd be interesting. Like now that I think of that, like when we talked to Ken back then, I mean, he wasn't Anderson Cooper. He wasn't, a part of like doing all this. Yeah, he wasn't doing all this stuff with old money. He wasn't. I mean, maybe the paintings were an idea that he had all the way back then, but a lot of the projects weren't even out yet that he's painted. So just kind of even getting to talk to him, like his impression of like, hey, you saw us back then, but like, can you believe where you've come? Even like, a lot of people's journeys now. You got like Shiny. I have like a totally different background. Like I don't know even what's going on there.
I don't know either.
We finally got the red border in there, and then we also didn't have the white box around, which I don't know why that was a decision I made, because you can't even see that black box. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
But seeing where Shiny's come, where he's working on projects and stuff like that. He's got like as far as the social roles and everything like that. So a lot of these would be very cool to see, like our community, like how they've come along in the space as well.
Oh yeah, it's eye-opening, I think, for to say the least, and that's why I think maybe every now and then, if it goes over as well received with maybe that test episode, every now and then maybe pull up an episode as we get onto that week and just kind of watch the community if it's something fun to kind of to roast with us, especially if there's like big like projects that had launched like a year later, like kind of getting back, even if it's just like a clip from it, right? Not even the whole thing, just like, hey, this is what we were talking about a year ago, and then like look at what happened in that year with that project. We'll see what happens with that. We'll test that out. But yeah, dude, I think it's going to be a fun next year and a good new ride. I think, like you said, we're all committed to doing what we're doing right here. I think at this point, just slowing down. I got 1 year. We're Freedom 35 right here. Otherwise, we're going to be Freedom 36. We'll see what happens on that.
Tom and I still got time.
Yeah, I guess it's not officially over until like
all you guys are out.
Yeah, I get pushed. I'll be like Freedom 37. Call it either way. But yeah, next year, who knows where we'll be at this time. It's just going to be a lot of fun to get a chance to keep moving, dude. I feel like we're just getting started right now.
Well, and this year's been a bit slow for crypto. I mean, since like January, when we were like, oh, the market's looking great, and then it was like, haha, you guys are fucking idiots, we're gonna tank now, and like absolutely like just lost like a third of its value after we said that. So I'm hoping that we got 2023. I know Christmas time and the fourth quarter is sometimes somewhat slow, but I'm just hoping too. I'm looking, forward to the future and seeing some actual growth, and hopefully some of these markets bounce back. I know that's somewhat dependent on the overall economy is not so awesome right now. So, hopefully just kind of get all this finally behind us and really start to move forward. So even the projects we're already in can really start to thrive. I know some of them got to be hurting, having made their ADA back, back when, and now it's, 37 cents, you said right now, TJ, as of recording this.
Yeah.
So
and it's probably going to hit down a little lower too, right?
So some of them had, there's all this funding and plans lined up, and then their funding went from, 250 per ADA to 37 cents. It's got to hurt them too. So seeing, some of these projects that we really like and are invested in as far as our time and energy and like community, I want to see them succeed, and they can do that if they get some more of this money coming in, and not necessarily from us directly, but just from the ADA they already have increasing in value. I'd be super excited to see some of that happen, of course. And I mean, we all are, but I'm looking forward to that here.
Yeah, it's the community, I think, that's going to carry through during that downtime. So especially us, like, in all projects that are out there and all the content creators that we've met and all that, is that if you're cementing yourself now and that we can keep this grind going for these, these tough years, but, we're going to position good and well. And when that bear market or that bull market kind of kicks back up, we'll be the OGs inside the space out there. So I think that's always been kind of a goal for ours, just to kind of keep a good pace, keep the consistency, do it our way. And then eventually down the line, like you said, it'll hopefully in all time. Yeah, it'll pay off.
Yeah.
So shout out to everybody.
Right? You do the slow rug, and then we're out of here.
TJ texted us tonight. He goes, "All right, guys, I thought we're doing a year episode. I thought we're quitting tonight." Can you imagine this? Can you imagine just if it's pulled?
You got to reevaluate my contract. You guys want to resign me? I got some other offers.
I said, shit, I thought we were calling it quits after a year.
I was like, we're doing a slow rug, guys. We'll constantly just keep posting updates and videos, but we're just gonna. No, we can't. We
pre-record a full year.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, just the content just gets slower. The episodes go a little bit longer, or slow, not longer, a little bit shorter, and then eventually it's like, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, episode 63 or 79. All right, bye, and then episode ends. Yep, game over. But yeah, I think let's wrap it up on the back end.
Wrap it up.
Yeah,
wrap it up.
Happy 1 year.
I wanted to do a little quick giveaway, but I feel like if we timestamp to wrap it up at the back end, everybody's gonna get it real quick. Maybe we throw now we're wrapping it up at the back end after this. But we haven't given away in a while, which I think we should give away, especially to the OG fans. For anybody scrolling, is the nice little we got some F-35 proxies. The proxies.
Oh,
yeah, we got some proxies out there. I feel like for a year, it's a birthday. Like, let's give something away of ours out there.
What you got me?
For
birthday.
It's my birthday. It's your birthday. It's TJ's birthday. It's everybody's anniversary. We have a dinner date. No, that'd be a fun to get into like an actual live podcast where the three of us get to actually live sit down in one room. It'd be a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I want to do that for sure. We need to figure that out.
We'll figure out a little way to do that. But yeah, no, let's officially wrap it up on the back end here. I didn't really tell anybody how to get that giveaway. I guess what we could do is if just write happy, what do we want to do? Happy birthday, happy anniversary. What are we thinking?
I was going to say that already. That's too easy to say. No. Happy proxy.
Right, Testspisode.
Testspisode.
But how do you spell that?
The way it's spelled on our episode.
Or just you can get as close as possible with that. The first person that writes it can win it, right? I mean, it doesn't have
Testspisode. Tespisode. Testspisode.
Tommy's going to be approving those then, because I'm not going back to this.
Somebody write that, and the thing, you'll get a proxies NFT. That's just throwing it out there. So we're officially wrapping it up on the back end right now.
For the third time. Third time's a charm. Guys, thank you all for everybody over this last year. Any of the support that we've gotten from you guys, if you tuned in, watched us, reached out, projects, all that, we just truly thank you guys for being here, a part of this journey. It's been a crazy thing to see, and I think this last week and kind of reaffirmed just why we're doing this right now. So huge shout out to everybody who supports the channel.
Absolutely. 100%. We wouldn't, I mean, just like some of these projects we were saying, community is going to bring us through. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't getting to hang out with these guys in Discord and stuff like that. We'd be doing it, like we said this before, but we wouldn't be doing it in this format or on YouTube or anything. I mean,
consistently.
I actually look forward to live streams and stuff like that. Even on Monday, I was so tired, but it's still just it's a good time. I'm laughing the whole time and just enjoy kicking it with all those guys. Yeah. So definitely appreciate that.
I think we can wrap this little thing up, dude. TJ, want to take us out?
Peace.